Welcome to the Realtor Who Wines podcast. I'm Rashelle Newmyer, your hostess with the mostest, a student of life, a connector, a passionate wine enthusiast, and your local favorite guide. Join me as we explore the vibrant Pacific Northwest, savor the finest wines, and champion the spirit of entrepreneurship. Each episode, I'll sit down with inspiring guests, supporting business ownership, and uncovering the stories that make this community unique. So grab a glass of wine, settle in, and let's embark on a journey of discovery and connection together. Cheers! Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Realtor Who Wines. I'm Rashelle Newmyer, your Realtor Who Wines, and today we are in beautiful Dayton, Oregon. If you hear any background noise, we are sitting outside because we have a beautiful vineyard at Domaine Serene behind us, and I'm joined here with Jessica. I'm very excited to have you today. Cheers. Thank you for being here. I would love for you to just go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everybody a little bit about you, and then we'll talk about the wine here in a minute.
Yeah. So I'm Jessica Levin. I've been a safety educator for about 8.5 years with Damsel in Defense, all about empowering women to protect themselves and their loved ones.
Yeah.
And changing the statistics of violence against women.
Absolutely, which is so important. One of the reasons I wanted to have you on as a real estate agent, we are put in sticky situations all the time. I tend to make a joke out of it, but it's also so serious. But I joke that my mom always told me not to talk to strangers. And now as a grown-up, I meet strangers at strangers' houses.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is totally safe. So I like educating and having people like you talk about safety, ways to stay safe. And so not just other realtors out there, but just women in general. So like, what are some tips and tricks just off the cuff that you would normally give a lady like walking to her car or being out by herself?
So being situationally aware of your surroundings and people around you, that's number one. Because you always need to know what's going on, right? If you're distracted with your headphones in or your phone in your face, you're not going to be aware of who's coming up behind you.
Sure.
And predators use that surprise element to take advantage of the situation, and they're really looking for those people that are not paying attention.
Absolutely.
So,
I always try to, in my prior life before I was in real estate, I worked retail or in sales and stuff. I'd always try to park near like a light. So like I wasn't walking to like the parking lot in the dark. Just little things like that really help.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing is, we were always told, to, or at least my mom would always say, when you're walking to your car, call me. And so I know you're okay, right?
Yeah.
They actually interviewed prisoners and asked them if that deters them. And when I heard this, it just gave me chills. Their answer was no. It gets them excited because now they have an audience.
Oh my gosh.
To listen to what they're going to do.
Oh,
right?
I hate everything about that.
Right?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So not even being on the phone, you want nothing around you to distract you from what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And the other thing is to accept the fact that it can happen to you. I hear it so many times that, I live in a safe neighborhood.
Sure.
Or, nothing's ever happened around here. When in reality, the only time you hear about it on the news is if there's a murder or a kidnapping.
Right. Something
you don't hear about all those other times when it was attempted or it actually happened. Sexual assaults happens every 68 seconds in this country.
Oh my goodness.
And 9 out of 10 are women. And every 9 minutes is a child.
Ugh.
Isn't that disgusting?
Yes, it's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. So we're all about prevention and trying to, we don't want to scare anybody into buying products, but
being in the know is smart.
Being in knowledge is power, right? We always heard that. So when you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
That's what we're all about.
What are some tips that you get? So I have Rylan, who's 9. What are some tips I could use in helping like teach her and being aware as a child? Like what are some, I know that you do a lot of classes and seminars and stuff with parents and women, but like what are some of those tips and tricks that you give?
Yeah. So that age group, or actually younger too, it's not about stranger danger, how we were taught growing up. Actually, 95% of the time, it's somebody they know. And it can be an acquaintance of the family. And predators know how to groom the entire family to get close to the child, which is super scary. So it's about trusting their instincts and learning about their intuition, which that's with all of us. We have to use our intuition. If it feels wrong, it probably is.
Something's up.
And so teaching her how, we have some books and a board game that teaches kids in tricky situations, we call them, because there's tricky people. It's not
absolutely
stranger danger, right? And they talk about their intuition as their heart signal. So whether they're getting a funny feeling in their tummy or they just don't feel good or something feels off, that is to help them listen to that and practice the situational awareness with them. Like ask them questions about, what'd your teacher have on? What color was her shirt today?
Yeah.
Things like that. And that can help her growing up too.
Yeah.
And to always know, you don't keep secrets from you, right? Because that's the other thing is they're going to ask you to keep a secret.
Yeah. I've talked to her about that a lot. I think that's really important for parents to it's a weird conversation. And also if your child is oblivious, right, to that, which is great. But at the same time, you don't want them to be caught off guard or really not be understanding that this could happen. So I do have those conversations with Rylan, and I talk to her about, I don't care what you do or what happens. I will never be mad if you come and tell me about something. And sometimes bad people tell you, don't tell your mom. She'll be really mad that you did this. I will never be mad if you come tell me, because I want her to just feel comfortable no matter what it is. Come tell me about it. And so, yeah, it's hard.
It's great that you do that.
Well, and I think if you have those conversations early, it will help too. And right now, she believes me, and I just hope it sticks in her brain when she's 17 or something. If something happens later, still come tell me. Even when you're 7.
My mom would, back in the day, this is aging me a little bit, but give me a quarter and say, call me anytime you need a pickup. Yeah, I don't care what time of day or night it is. If you need me to come get you, I will come get you. No questions asked.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same type of thing, And with children, the earlier, the better you have those conversations. As soon as they're verbal, they recommend having those conversations.
Yeah, well, it's hard. I do remember the first time we were kind of having the stranger danger, because my daughter knows no stranger. She'll walk up and be like, hi, I'm Rylan. I'm this. This is my favorite color. My mom's this. And we live at this house. And she'll tell you everything in the first 30 seconds. And when she was 3 or 4, I was trying to be we don't have to tell everybody everything. So we were in I think we were at the Disney store, and a woman walked by, and Rylan goes, hi. And the lady went, hello. And Rylan goes, look, she didn't even try to kidnap me. And I go, I'm sorry. We've been having those talks. Not everybody is going to try to kidnap you. I was just trying to be stay by mommy. Don't wander off. We don't just talk to every stranger. And then luckily, obviously, the gal was a mom. And so she just started laughing. She's like, oh, you remember those days? No worries and stuff. I was like, Rylan. So it's opposite. Ugh. So we'll talk a little bit about the classes and seminars that you do.
Yes, I have various topics I do, everything from sex trafficking to online safety, dating safety, and stalking violence. I teach on that prevention, how to spot a predator, all kinds of different. I do realtor safety. I have one that's called Sister Safety, where it's more college age or girls going into college for the first time. They're 4 times more likely to be sexually assaulted on college campuses.
Well, and I've seen some really crazy things on TikTok and Instagram reels and stuff with college girls posting this just happened, and I'm glad that my mom had told me to do XYZ. I'm glad my dad told me this. So for example, someone coming into a Target and being hey, what kind of car do you drive? And they're oh, a Toyota Corolla. I'm oh, I think your lights are on. But not to just give that information, be why are you asking?
Right.
And stuff. And it's really because they're trying to get you back out in the parking lot, with your guard down, because you're now looking for your car with the lights on or whatever. Right. Things like that. And I'm just oh gosh, they are.
I hear stories all the time. I actually had a guy come to an event that I was doing a vendor event. And he told me recently that his daughter was in Target in the bathroom, and a woman was trying to get her to leave with her. actually had her arm around her and he said she's 18, she's barely 100 pounds. And this woman was trying to get her to leave, and they had it on video.
Oh my gosh.
This is all part of sex trafficking.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of people don't realize that it is also women trying to like,
yes,
because women, like kids have their guards down around women or other women.
Yeah. Trust other women, right? And there's the same thing with like somebody maybe coming to your front door. They'll use women to knock on your door because you're more likely to open it for another woman. It's the same thing. You can't trust anyone. You know, my friends and neighbors all know if they want to see me, they got to call first. I don't open the door for anybody, and I taught my kids all to do that as well. Yeah. Because you just never know what their intentions are. And not to mention, I don't like the salespeople. So,
yeah, that's one way to vet everybody for sure. I know that you have 3 daughters. Was getting into protection and self-defense and things, were they part of your inspiration or why of wanting to do it?
Yeah, so 8.5 years ago, I came across a vendor event and someone with Damsel was there. I had been looking for items because I had 3 daughters and they were younger, much younger then. So it was very accidental, and all I was looking for was the cheapest way to get 4 of everything.
Sure.
Like, yeah, I'm going to need 4 of everything. What's the cheapest way for me to do this? She's like, buy the kit. I said, but I don't want to sell this. I just want, no, buy the kit. It's the cheapest way. You can buy your stuff at wholesale. You don't have to sell anything. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do that. And I did that for almost 2 years, just buying stuff for gifts, giving it away. And before you know it, their friends were going, my friend wants this and my friend wants that. I'm like, okay, I think I can sell this.
Yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know what Damsel in Defense is, will you just give a brief introduction?
Yeah. So Damsel has been around for 14 years, almost 14 years. And again, all about protection and empowering women to protect themselves. And it was started by a mom of a daughter, and the mom had been abused as a child. So she had this in mind, and there was nothing out there for women at the time. And then it's just grown into more education. And so that's where we came up with all the other topics that we train on as well.
But you have like a full catalog of safety products and things like that. Do you want to talk a little bit about the different products?
Yeah, everything from stun guns and pepper spray to alarms, bulletproof panels for your backpacks, concealed carry purses. And we also have this amazing item that has shield technology, which is something that Damsel created. It's basically, I say it like it's having your bat signal. Do you know when you was a kid watching Batman? Yeah. So we have 3 products that work with an app that we created, and it's called Shield Technology. And when you activate either of the products, it sends your GPS location to your 5 emergency contacts through the app via Bluetooth, and it continuously sends it every minute until you send a safe message. And you need a 4-digit PIN for the safe message, so no one can do it for you. And there's no subscription. You just buy the product, and the app is free.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So is it wearable technology then? Like, is it a necklace or?
So we have a keychain alarm that has a silent alarm button. We have a panic button. And then we also have a pepper spray that works with it.
Oh, cool.
And so I actually gave my mom the panic button to use like Life Alert.
Oh, sure.
She just wears it on her bra. And Life Alert charges over $100 a month. And so now we have my sister and I, my husband, all, emergency contacts that can get to her.
Like that old commercial I fallen and I can't get us.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a real thing, and it is. So
they really do fall and they really can't get up. Yeah, and they need help.
And it's serious if they do fall there. Yeah, we won't go into that. But
for sure. Yeah. What are if someone was just getting started and was like, what are your top 2 products that I should have, or top 3? Like, what would be like the go-to that you tell everybody to at least have this in your purse or on your keychain?
So again, the panic button. But let me show you my stun gun. Is it my favorite? This is actually our number 1 seller, and they come in pretty colors. But you want to feel how light it is?
Oh my gosh, that's way lighter than I anticipated. And it's a flashlight, looks like, too.
Yes. So it's a nice bright flashlight that works without. But it also has a disable pin that you snap in the bottom. So when you snap it in the bottom, the red light comes on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can hear it through.
Yeah, I'm sure you can hear that. Yeah.
Now, if they take it from me and the pin comes out, it doesn't work.
Oh, so it'll only work if the pin's in?
Yeah, so they can't turn around and use it on you as blip pin.
Got it.
So that's our number one seller, and then the panic button. Those two I recommend highly.
And then is that for like breaking a window or?
No, this is actually a striking tool.
Okay.
Gives you 20 times your force, so you don't have to be strong or anything. This will get anybody off of you. It's also the only thing I carry that could be lethal if you get in the head neck area. So, yeah.
Good to know.
You know how we are told to put your keys in between your fingers? Well, this is a better option. Keys can cause permanent nerve damage. So you don't want to do that. And this, you can use the top or the bottom and get in any direction. So funny story, my other set has my locker key on it. And one day I was in a rush opening my locker and I flipped it around. And when I did that, this hit me on my top log. Oh, my lips swelled up so fast. Oh, swollen and purple for a week.
Did you just like fake it when people are like, what happened? And be like, I told you, don't mess with me. Right. I told you I could defend myself. I would have been telling everybody that. Took him down in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't the locker.
Yeah. It wasn't myself by myself in the locker room. No big deal.
My husband was very thankful he was out of town that week. He was like, oh my God, people are going to think I'm hitting you.
You're like, we should see him.
Right?
He didn't get away. I know, too, that you have other reasons for wanting to get into self-defense and educating women. Do you want to talk about that at all? Or?
Yeah, sure. So it wasn't till I had been doing Damsel for about 5 years. I loved it. I just thought this was my passion. I love protecting women. And I hear all the stories. Like I said, women share their stories with me. So I thought I was empowering women. And after about 5 years, I realized the women were empowering me to get my voice back. I had been assaulted almost 41 years ago, exactly. I'd gone I had come home for the weekend from college, and an acquaintance friend of mine asked me if I wanted to go out. She said, we're going to go watch a band practice in their basement. We got some friends. A bunch of us are going. You want to come? I said, okay, sure.
Pretty normal college kid activity.
Right. And I was very naive at the time. Let's just say that. And I had not been drinking. I was drinking Diet Coke and having pizza and watched the band practice for a couple hours. And back then it was cruising 82nd was a big deal. So we all head out, and they took a break. We headed out to the car, and as I'm going to the car, the lead singer of the band says, hey, you want to ride in my car? And he had this little 2-seater sports car, and I was like,
oh my gosh. What do you mean?
Yeah, right? Oh, okay. I never got that attention. Sure. So I was like, are you talking to me? Really? So I did, and he made a big deal about me riding in his car. Then we came back, and the band started playing again. And then I went to the restroom, and I heard the band stop. And when I came out of the restroom, he was standing there with 2 beers. And he handed me one. So I took a sip or two, and then he started kissing me. And then his hands start going everywhere, and I said, stop, wait. And before you knew it, I maybe had like this much of my...
Sure, like barely any.
It felt like I was yelling and nothing was coming out, and I couldn't push him off anymore. It had bricks on my arms. And then everything went black. And next thing I know, I'm waking up in his bed naked. So clearly no idea what happened for the 4 or 5 hours that I was out.
Right.
My friend had left me there. It turns out she was jealous, thought she had a crush on the guy, and I didn't know.
Oh, gosh.
And then I had to ask him for a ride home because I had no idea where I was. It was not long after we moved to Oregon. Got home, grabbed my stuff, showered, and asked my mom to take me back to school. Went back to school, never went back to class. Dropped out of school. And that started a 10-year spiral, my life out of control. depression, worthless, dirty, feeling shame. And
when a lot of victims feel shame, which is why I'm really glad that you're sharing your story, because I hope anyone listening that has ever gone through anything like this knows, like, you have no shame to feel like you're a victim.
Yeah.
And like, share your story, seek the help that you need, find the healing that you need in the healthiest way possible.
Yeah.
And that you can do it. Clearly, you've done it,
Yeah, for 10 years, my life spiraled out of control. And, and then I realized I had 2 little girls that were watching me in this relationship that I was teaching them how a man's supposed to treat them. Because once you're a victim, it's really hard to get out of that victim mentality and not be victimized over and over again.
Yeah.
So I finally left and started working on me and trying to figure out what happened that led me down that path, and realizing that was the trigger point. And and then I found Damsel and got my voice back. And actually earlier this year, I was at an event and there was a couple of women from Beaverton Police that were there. And I shared my story with Officer Amanda at Beaverton Police Station. And she asked me if I ever reported it. And I said, no. Because I was like, who's going to believe me?
Right.
I have no proof of this. I don't even know what happened. Half of it, I can't remember what happened.
Right. Yeah.
She's like, and I said, by the way, it's been over 40 years. Why would I report it now? And she said, well, because you would be helping somebody else. If there's a victim out there, which it sounds like he's a predator and he's done this since and before, if there's a victim that has a case, you would be helping them with their case. So I actually filed my police report in March.
Oh my gosh. Good for you.
Yeah. I was scared to death, and they were amazing. From the person that answered the phone to the detective that took my story, they were amazing. And that's not what I expected.
Yeah.
I expected questioning.
Or like, why now? Why are we waiting now?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, because Officer Amanda told me to.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and I do think that, like, sometimes people think, well, no, it's happened so long ago, I should say nothing.
Right.
And I think your story also just shares, like, it's not too late to share your story.
Really added more healing, doing that, and just really putting a closure to it. Okay, I'm done now. I don't have to carry that weight.
Yeah. I know a friend of mine runs a company for domestic survivors, and we talk a lot about also domestic abuse. And she was saying most domestic survivors always say, well, someone else had it worse. So they don't share their story, or they don't like look at it, because in their mind, they're like, well, I walked away, or I wasn't hospitalized, or I wasn't this. But like, your story's still your story, and it's still terrible. Yeah. But like,
I was like, well, I can't remember most of it. So I'm really not a victim.
Right.
But even though I know I was victimized, I just, I didn't feel like I was worthy of telling anyone.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have it as bad.
Well, it's hard too. Like, so anybody with teenagers out there and remembering being a teenager, a lot of people don't take teenagers seriously. So then we don't think to share those stories too. So that's why it's just so important to like have these kind of conversations with teens in your life, whether they're your kids or your nieces or nephews or whoever they are, to make them feel safe, and that like you will take them seriously if they come to you with something like this. Because you felt like, well, no one's going to believe me anyway.
Right.
Why bother?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so we tell women and teens, when I talk to teens, I tell them, you tell an adult. And if that person doesn't listen, you go to another adult. You keep telling until someone believes you.
Yeah.
Don't stop just because one doesn't believe you.
Well, and to your point, you're not just like getting justice for yourself, but you're helping somebody else not experience what you experienced, because most likely they are going to do it again. And then also just go out in groups, like no girlfriend left behind, you guys. Like that, never leave a girlfriend behind.
You know what your friends are like when they drink, and if they're acting way out of it, like they had a lot to drink and they didn't, get them out of there, take them home, and check on each other too, but you go together, you leave together.
Yeah. I don't know what the statistic is today, but I remember when I was in college, which was not yesterday, unfortunately, but it was like 1 in 4 girls will get roofied. And I was roofied 3 times in college. And I was like, man, I don't know if I just have gullible on my forehead or what. But like, luckily, I had girlfriends that never left a girl behind. And one time I was the DD. So I was drinking water. So I don't know if someone missed somebody else's cup and it fell in my cup or what.
I'm going to say it can be in water.
Yeah.
It can be in anything. It's odorless and tasteless. So you'll never know if you were roofied.
Yeah.
And when it happened to me, I didn't even know what roofie was. That was way back in the day. Nobody talked about it.
Or back to what you said earlier, you just assume like, oh, this won't happen to me. This is a great neighborhood or whatever.
Exactly. It wasn't until many years later I'm watching an SVU episode, and that was the episode she was roofied, and I was like, oh my God, that's what happened to me. And I had no idea.
Like, he did that. Yeah. And luckily, like in all 3 of my scenario, by the 3rd time, I was like, damn it. Because I already knew what it felt like. Like, as soon as I started to get sick and the symptoms, I was like, are you kidding me again? But I just instantly went to the hospital to get my stomach pumped, which is always a fun time. But yeah, my friends instantly were like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't feel good. I don't know. I swear I've just been drinking water because I promised to be the DD. So yeah, it's just crazy. But have good friends with you anywhere you go.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. What is something that you hope people will take away from you sharing your message?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, that's a hard one.
I know.
Just accept the fact that it can happen to you. That's my biggest thing. I hear so many people, well, just when you hear about stories on the news, oh, I never saw this coming, or, this has always been a safe neighborhood. It's the same thing, just awareness. That's all we're trying to spread.
Yeah.
It can happen to anyone. I actually had a 64-year-old woman told me she was roofied at a casino.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it can happen to anyone.
Yeah, any age.
And it doesn't matter the neighborhood.
Or even like the community, like it happens at sometimes even at like a church or like you just said, a casino, like anywhere.
I had a friend that moved here from Texas, and it wasn't until after they moved and her daughter was a teen by then that she found out when they lived in Texas, their neighbors were like really good friends. They barbecued together. They went to church every week together for many years. After they moved here, they found out the daughter over there was abusing her daughter.
Oh, no.
Because it was being done to her. So she was doing it to her daughter, and she didn't know till after they moved here.
Oh.
So it doesn't matter how much you think you know somebody. It's just be aware. And predators know how to work around and groom, like I said, the entire family.
Yeah. I know it's hard right now with Rylan. She really wants to have sleepovers, like so bad. And of course, I'm fine with anybody wanting to come to our house. But I totally understand why other parents would be like, no, thank you, because I'm the same way. And trying to explain that to her, she just doesn't get it. Like, she just wants to have a sleepover. And then I kind of feel bad because I was fortunate that nothing crazy happened at sleepovers that I attended that I know of.
Right.
But that was such a huge staple of my childhood and my adolescence, and like so much fun and like a lot of sisterhood building with your friends and stuff. So I kind of hate robbing her of that. But at the same time, I've just heard so many stories that I'm like,
yeah,
I just really struggle.
When I was growing up, that was the same thing with my mom. Wouldn't let me sleep over anywhere, but we could have all the friends at our house. And I did that with my kids too. They could have as many kids as they want at our house, but they weren't going over to other people's houses. I don't know if you heard that story in Lake Oswego. Last year, I think it was. The girls went over to a sleepover at her friend's dad's house.
And there was like cameras or something. Is that one?
Them.
Oh, no, I did not hear this story. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they were 12, 13.
Oh, my gosh.
And he made them smoothies and made them drink it right before bed. And in the middle of the night, and he came around to check if everybody was sleeping. He'd be like waving his hand in front of their faces. And one of the girls had not passed out like the other ones and texted her mom, said, I don't feel good. Come pick me up. And she did. And And they called the other parents to pick up the other girls, took them to the hospital, and they've been drugged.
Oh my gosh, that's so scary.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, do better, people.
Right.
Do better. Stop being creeps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I think the moral of just everything that we've talked about today is just being aware and being prepared and just having the conversations with yourself, being honest with yourself, honest with your kiddos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any other messages that you'd like to share today? Any words of wisdom you'd like to pass on?
I'm not good at lots of stuff.
Oh, I think you're good at it.
I have some classes coming up. I can share that with you later.
Yeah.
The schedule. But all my classes are free. And I just enjoy educating people.
I know you do a lot of in-person stuff. Do you ever do online classes too? Because people could be listening all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I do Zoom.
Awesome.
That's probably the best way because you can do the interaction where Facebook Live is just one way.
Yeah.
So I don't get the questions live. I love Zoom.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Well, we'll definitely tag all your contact information if people want to reach out about products or classes. Yeah. That way they can definitely get a hold of you. I really appreciate you being vulnerable and sharing your story today. I think that you're going to make a bigger impact on others than you realize by being vulnerable and sharing that. So cheers to you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. And thank you for listening and watching. Stay tuned. Cheers.